and welcome back. If you are new here, then hello, my name is Zoe and this is my YouTube channel. Today I am doing a full face of makeup which I forgot that I own. In my last makeup tutorial or YouTube video, I did a declutter of all my makeup and I threw away half of my collection. I had a massive clear out, but during that I found products which I completely forgot that I had and products which I really like. So today I'm doing a full face of makeup which I forgot that I had. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this video. We're just going to get straight into it. I've got an idea of what I want it to look like, but I'll leave here as usual what it does look like in the end. I have already done my eyebrows. I've just used a bit of soap on them, so while they're drying I'll just start on the eyes and then I can fill them in later. So the first thing I'm going to do is carve out my eyebrows and eye base. So for that I'm going to use the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. I'm using the shade NW15. I love this concealer, but I always forget that I've got it. That's why I really did enjoy the clear out video. I'll leave it down in the description so you can go and watch it. But I found loads of products which I didn't know or forgot that I had, and it let me get rid of like products which I'm never going to use, which will make way for more new products, but I feel like my vanity drawers are so much more organised and they look a lot less cluttered now. Okay, so for my eyeshadow palette, I'm going to be using the Tartelette in Bloom palette. I think there was a time, literally, everyone was getting mad about this palette. So many people I know have got this, and this is what it looks like. The colours in here are amazing, and it smells incredible as well. But yeah, this is what we're going to be using. I'm feeling something like coppery, winged out. The first shade that I'm going to use is this one right here called Smarty Pants. This is just going like through my crease and I'm going to wing this out as well. This palette is just an amazing all-rounder. The transition shades are nice and soft if you just want to do them for like daytime. But then there are like some really nice smoky colours as well. So just lightly through the crease. These are so blendable. And I'm going to wing it out as well towards my hairline. I'm having my hair done next week and I cannot wait. Let me know down in the comments if the hairdressers have opened yet in your area. Ours opened just recently, so I'm finally booked in next week to have my hair done. So I'm just going to build this up so it's a nice transition shade. I'm going to blend it up quite high. I'm thinking something a bit more grungy for today's look. Let me know if you've been like to any pubs or anything yet in your area. I'm still a little bit nervous of going out if I'm honest. But yeah, let me know if you guys have been out yet. So buffing a little bit on the outer corner as well. And up to my hairline. Okay, so just a really simple transition, and then I'm going to go in with Rebel, which is a little bit more warmer in tone. And I'm just going to start deepening the outer edge up with this one. So I'm just going to apply this like more into the socket this time and on the outer part of my lid, and just blend this into the crease, make it a little bit darker. I do have like quite a big collection of eyeshadow palettes because they are like what I like to collect. Like I don't think I've got a big collection of like face products or anything like that. But palettes I just love. I feel like they're more like collectibles. So in my declutter video I didn't actually get rid of many palettes because they are like what I like to collect. So that's what gave me the inspiration really to do this video, because I do forget what I've got and it's a shame like to spend money on something that you just forget about and don't end up using. And then I am going to just line my top lash line with an eyeliner. This is just a black liner. I'm going to concentrate mainly on the outer corner. I am going to blend this out with an eyeshadow as well. And then I'm just taking a little smudger brush, smudging that out. Okay, and then to smoke that out, I'm going to go in with this end one. This one's called Leader. This is like a really dark, but like rich brown, so it's a little bit more warmer in tone than the other browns in there. So I'm just going to just keep smudging this over the top until it really diffuses that liner, but I want to keep the liner thicker on the outer corner and then thinner on this inner corner. So I'm just going to just keep buffing over. I'm not going to bother with a wing because I can do the wing with, I've got an eyeliner pen. So this is just, I just wanted this part here to be quite, just a bit more smokier. Okay, then just over my lid colour, I'm going to mix two of these shimmery shades. I'm going to use that one mixed with this one here, which is a bit more bronzy. So Funny Girl, which is a little bit lighter, and then Firecracker, which is a little bit more bronzy. I'm literally just going to like dab into both of them, and I'm going to pop a pigment I think over the top anyway. I want this to be quite glam today. I feel like getting glammed up for like actually no reason at all. So this I am just pressing. You can go over the liner as well. Pressing this all over this inner corner and a little bit through my crease as well. I've been enjoying blending my shimmery shades like up into this crease area, so when you've got your eyes open you can still see them. My eyes as I've gotten older are becoming a little bit more hooded, so when I've got my eyes open you can't always see what colour I'm wearing on my lid, and usually I like that to be like quite sparkly, so I feel like if I blend it up a little bit, you can still see it. Okay, then I'm just going to go in with a tiny bit of Rebel again, just on this outer corner, which was the second shade that we used. So it's nice and smoky on this outer section. I think I'm going to do eyeliner next. So for liner, I'm literally just going to draw a wing on the outer corner, but I found this eyeliner pen from Zoeva. I'm not always a fan of eyeliner pens, but this one has got a really thin tip. I'm just going to do a little wing on the very outer corner because I've already done my eyeliner over the lash line. So I'm just going to follow where I've applied my eyeshadow, just using that as a bit of a guide. This might be running out. What's it called? Long Lasting Studio Eyeliner. But I just like the tip of it because it's very fine. Okay, then I'm just going to take a little bit of Activist, which is that darker brown. This is a little bit darker than Leader. And I'm just going to use this just to blend in that liner with like our smudged eyeliner. We're going to have lashes on over the top anyway, so you're probably not going to notice. Just so you can't really see where it starts or finishes. Okay, I'm really liking this so far. Next, we're going to use a pigment. So this is from Primark, again, which I completely forgot that I had. Came in a set of like 3 gold pigments, and this one is a nice sort of coppery bronzy colour. I think I'm going to use this over the lid, and then I'm going to do like a sparkly inner corner as well with a lighter one, just to make it a little bit more fancy. So I'm going to use this one first. I'm just using the NYX glitter glue to apply it because it's the only glitter and pigment glue that I've got, and I'm going to apply this everywhere, which we just applied the more bronzy tones out of the palette. I don't think I've actually used this one yet before, so this could be interesting. Oh, I like that. Again, I'm just going just slightly above my crease, just on, and just keeping it to the very inner corner. And then I think like a lighter gold sparkle for the inner corner will look really nice. I really like it when you don't have something planned and it turns out to be like your favourite makeups. So I'm going to pick up Rebel again, and I'm just going to tap that just where the two meet, just so it doesn't just sort of start and end. Still want it to look nice and blended. Oh, guys, I absolutely love it. And you'll be pleased to know that I found a new mascara as well, which I'd not opened. My other mascaras from the previous video, they were so gross I had to throw literally most of them away. So I've never tried this before, but I know so many people love it. This is from Maybelline and it's called White Lash, but I've not used this. I'm going to curl my lashes I think first today. I can't wait until I can have a lash lift and tint again. Okay, so I'm just going to apply a couple of coats of this, see what all the fuss is about. I really like the wand, it's very petite and you can really get into your inner corner, which I do like. So for my lashes, I did find a few boxes like in the back of my lash drawer, which I didn't know that I had. I'm going to use these today. These are from a brand called Brit Rocks London, and they are in the shade Velvet Iris. And if I just hold one up, they're quite wispy, but they're also really winged out as well. So I'm going to apply these at an angle like I usually do when I do something a bit more winged out, and then it will create a bit of a more of a winged out illusion to the eye. I was just going to do corner lashes today, but I just feel like just applying the whole lash today. So the outer corner I'm going to lift up away from my lash line, but I want the inner corner to be really close to my lash line. For foundation, I'm going to use the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I completely forgot that I had this, and I do really like it. It's not the most coverage foundations, but you can build it up to a nice medium coverage. So I'm going to apply it with a brush first, and I'm just going to keep pressing it into the skin to build it up as much as I can, because my concealer is quite a full coverage anyway, so I can always top up areas with that if I need to. I'm going to go under my chin as well. Let me know down in the comments if you've ever, I think they call it shop your stash. So like you go back into your makeup collection and then you just pick out products which you've not used for ages or that you forgot that you had. Let me know like what products you find in your collections. I think with me I always end up like using the same thing. If I like it, I just carry on using it, and then I never think to go back into my drawers and look what else I've got. So that's like a nice medium coverage. I'm just going to go in with another layer just with my beauty blender just to see if I can build it up a little bit. This foundation is lovely. If you like a really full coverage, this probably isn't the one for you, but I find that you can build this up. You can wear it like as sheer as you want, but you can build it up to a good coverage if you want to. For my concealer, I'm using the same concealer that I used as my eye base, so the MAC Pro Longwear. And I'm just going to pop this under my eyes. I'm using a brush to apply it because obviously it's a pump applicator and you can't apply it like straight to your face, but to be fair, it's such a full coverage concealer anyway, it's probably best to just go steady with it and use a brush and build it up that way rather than applying too much at once, because it is really easy to do that, especially if you're quite heavy-handed with concealer like I am. So I'm not going to particularly sharpen up my wing or anything because it looks alright to me, and I want the, like how I've blended out my outer corner, not to be sort of too sharp. I want it to be like a little bit like more smoky than sharp. So I'm still going to take it sort of back to my hairline to like lift this area, but I'm not going to sharpen it up. Okay, so moving on to contour, I'm going to use the Makeup Revolution concealer. I know I use this all the time for my actual concealer, but I always forget I've got this one as my contour. So this one is C15 and it is very pigmented, so I'm just going to apply a little bit onto a palette. I need a contour brush, and then just work it into the back of my hand and then apply it, because a little bit goes a really long way. So I'm just going to apply it like in my usual areas. Remember to blend your contour up rather than down, and then you can just go over with your beauty sponge and just blend it out, because you'll have excess concealer or foundation on there to help blend it. And this is more of a like cooler tone, whereas I'm used to using like more bronzy contours. But it's nice to have a bit of a change sometimes. And then just around my forehead, just pressing it in. I like to press it in rather than move it around, because I have applied quite a lot of product like foundation and that, so I don't want to start like disturbing that or anything. Okay, then just in my very inner corners, because you know I like to be nice and bright there, I'm going to use the Maybelline Concealer. This is the neutralizer shade, and I literally just apply just a little bit to that very inner corner, just so we can get nice and bright in the corner. Okay, so to set the face, I haven't really got any powders, which I don't use all the time because I've only got like a handful of powders anyway. So I'm going to use the Ben Nye Cameo powder because I feel like this one's the one that I don't use as often, but I still really like it. So I am just going to set everywhere first. So I'm not baking, just setting everywhere. So like a small amount just underneath my eyes because they're so dry at the moment, they're bound to start creasing like at any second. And just on the centre of my forehead, and then I'll bronze and then I will bake. So for bronzer, a bronzer which I've not used for so long is the Urban Decay Beach Bronzer. I used to wear this all the time, but then I got the Makeup Revolution Warm bronzer. I use that all the time, and then also the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cavatina bronzer. I use that as well. So I've kind of forgotten about this a little bit, but I just love the shade of this. This one's in the shade Bronzed. So I want to really warm up the skin with this because my contour was very cool in tone. So I'm just going to apply this in all of my usual places. Try and get my cheeks a little bit warmer. Again, I'm sort of patting this on rather than swiping it about because I don't want to move anything because I haven't really set like the outer perimeter. And then I will just tap a little bit on my nose because I can't contour my nose, but I don't like it to look like really left out. Okay, so now I am going to bake and just clean everywhere up a little bit. So underneath here definitely needs cleaning up. And then I am just going to bake a little bit under my eyes. So this might catch any fallout when we do our under eyes now. So for my under eyes, I'm first going to line my waterline. This is just that same black pencil. And then going back into the palette, I'm going to take Smarty Pants, which is the first shade that we used. And because this is a little bit more grungier, I'm going to blend this down a little bit further. The more you blend your eyeshadow down, the smokier it's going to look. So don't be afraid of really blending it down. Especially with like your lighter colours as well, because it's not like too harsh then. But I'll blend down mine to like about there where my under eye creases are. So I do feel like it helps disguise them a little bit. And then back in with the smudger brush, I'm taking Rebel, and that's just going closer to the lash line. And then I'm just going to pop a little bit of Funny Girl just in the inner corner as my highlight, and then I can pop the glitter there, which I'm going to apply next. And then the glitter that I'm going to use is MAC's Reflex Gold, which I haven't used for ages. I think MAC's Reflex Gold has got to be one of my all-time favourite pigments. I'm not going overboard with it, just so we get a nice pop in the inner corner. Let's wipe off this bake now. And then I am just quickly going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. Another palette I always forget to use. I'm just going to go in with that warmer contour shade on the end. I'm just going to flick some of this up through my contour and onto my cheeks, just to warm it up a little bit more. You can use these as bronzers as well, which I really like. Because I've got the Nip and Fab palette, I always tend to forget about this one. Okay, Smoky. Blush next. I found this one, which again I always forget to use. This is from Clarins. It's an illuminating cheek colour in 2, and I really like these because they're very sheer, so it's just like a sheer pink. I'm just going to tap this on and work it back. And then for highlighter, an oldie but a goodie is Laura Gella's Gilded Honey. I can't believe I haven't used this for ages. I did completely forget that I had this, and it's one of my all-time favourite highlighters. So I'm just popping this on the very top of some of my cheekbones and a little bit onto my cheeks as well. And this is going to go really nice with the colours that we've used on the eyes as well. Okay, I'm just going to fill in my brows a little bit with a bit of powder before we move on to the lips. Okay, so for lips I found this liquid lipstick which I've never used before. It's a very dark cool tone brown, so I'm hoping that I like this. This is the NYX Lip Lingerie. What colour is it? It's in Confident. Let's see if it makes us any confident. I haven't got a lip liner dark enough, I don't think, so I'm just going to use Los Angeles from NYX because this again is like a cooler brown tone and it might just help it blend a little bit. So I'm going to overline them. Okay, let's see if we like it. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought. It's a bit sheer actually, to be honest. And I'm just going to finish with a bit of bottom mascara. Hey guys, so what do you think? I absolutely love this makeup and it was using all products which I completely forgot that I had, which is amazing. Let me know what you guys think about it down in the comments. I really hope you did enjoy today's video. Let me know if you did down in the comments. Please give it a big thumbs up as well and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next week in my next one. Bye!